A horrible murder of a young beauty on Valentine's Day. Don't miss out. The victim's spirit will reveal her murderer and his accomplices. You are watching Psychic Investigations. Here, people who call themselves clairvoyants solve shocking criminal cases and unbelievable mystical anomalies using their supernatural abilities. In this episode, the psychics take on an investigation into a horrendous murder. On the 14th of February, 2015, Valentine's Day, a maniac beast took the life of a young Ukrainian beauty, Darina Yakovtsova. She was raped and murdered with inhumane cruelty. The girl was only 21.
The girl's skull was fractured, and her face was mutilated with numerous lacerations and penetrating wounds left by something heavy and blunt.
Darina was a late child. The daughter's death became a heavy blow for her parents.
People always tell me, but you have other children, don't you? Of course I do, and I love them, but I don't have my darling Darina anymore.
Darina studied to be an architect and did a part-time job at a cafe. She loved playing the piano, and she had even won several piano contests.
Darina had a piano. I always saw her sit by the window playing the piano.
Darina spent all her vacations and days off in the village where her parents live. On Valentine's Day, she also went there. In the evening, she and her friends went to the local disco.
She didn't return when she was supposed to. I dialed her, but my calls were declined. It repeated 3 times. The next time I called her, her phone was turned off.
The next day, on February 15th, Darina's body was found in a windbreak just 100 meters from her home. Police investigators interrogated everybody who had been with Darina at the disco and seen her before her death. It turned out that at around 2 in the morning, she said goodbye to her friends and left for home.
It's odd, but on the same night, 45 kilometers from the village where Darina's parents lived, another gruesome murder took place.
A woman of 32 was raped and beaten badly. She died from multiple injuries to her vital organs in the intensive care unit of the local hospital.
Is there a maniac on the loose in the area? The law enforcers avoid giving any comments.
You have your own investigation, and we have ours. Let's not hinder each other's work.
We want to find the murderer, and we're asking psychics to help us do it. We simply need it.
The strongest participants of our project, the Azerbaijani psychic Kayal Alikperov and the gypsy clairvoyant Rubina Tsibulska, undertake the case.
This girl appeared in my dream. She told me some strange things. Blood on the document will show the way to the murderer. The man with the fire on his leg is hiding the beast.
I tuned in and saw an image of a gray-haired woman with a half of her face missing.
But what could those visions mean? The psychics arrive at the victim's parents' home, where the worried locals are already waiting for them.
Hello?
Hello.
I sympathize with you as a mother. We will do everything we can.
I need to say a prayer to establish contact with your daughter's spirit. Do you have something that she had at the moment of the death? Something metal?
Yes, we do. Her 2 rings and earrings. She wore them on the day she was murdered.
I feel sharp pain in my head, as if I was stunned with a strong blow. And then I hear snow squeaking, like someone's walking on it.
This is terrible. He's punching her. He's beating her to death, and her face is missing.
Yes, this is what the forensic examination concluded.
She was buried in the closed casket.
What a nightmare. The parents couldn't even say farewell to their daughter.
She didn't see her murderer. He stalked up from behind.
The forensic examination revealed that the initial blow was indeed delivered to the rear of her head. However, it wasn't fatal, as it only caused a momentary shock to the victim, resulting in her fainting. All things considered, it's highly probable Darina didn't see her murderer.
I see her body being dragged somewhere.
Yes. The forensics found the traces of dragging.
At that moment, the victim's spirit spoke to me. She said, "Dad was around." But how was it possible? I was afraid to even utter my suspicions. Can I have your hand? While she was being murdered, you were near.
While this was happening at night, from 2:30 to 3, Darina's father was walking to the train station, and he passed by that place. The connection was really deep. I can't tell you how well I could feel her. I thought I could predict anything, but I failed. How could I?
It was very hard to console the grieving mother. Not everyone can understand what she's going through.
And she's pointing at her father. She's showing some pastry or bun or something. Hold on, it's something symbolic. This is what you called her.
Bun.
Bun. I called her Sweet Bun.
It wasn't a commonly known fact that Darina was our sweet bun. I was taken aback. Nobody could have known it for sure because we never told anyone.
The cards are showing me a young girl, Darina. A party of friends somewhere in a public place.
Darina went to the cafe to celebrate Valentine's Day. There were a lot of her friends there.
We need to check the cafe and work there. At the site. I feel we can find the murderer's trace there.
After the tragedy, the cafe isn't working, so the psychics tune in outside it.
I feel somebody look straight into her eyes. The energy is male. It's very negative. This is a young man.
He's saying something bad. Something unpleasant. And then she ran over here.
I see him. He's chasing Darina. We need to follow their traces.
She's running and talking to someone. Boom. A blow. A stunning blow.
What was Darina stunned with? What was it?
Something heavy. It's something wooden.
Like a club.
There's really a bloodied club among the evidence.
Most probably, the murderer didn't prepare for the crime. He spontaneously broke a branch from a tree while he was chasing the victim from the cafe, as the psychics assumed.
She's talking to someone she loves. Do you see?
They met recently.
I don't understand. Was she talking to him? Did he kill her?
She was talking to him on the phone. The boy wasn't here.
The police found out who Darina was talking to on the phone in the last minutes of her life. The young man's name is Dimitro. She phoned him at about 2 in the morning. Then he was at home in the town.
I hear some rustling, like the phone is being put in a pocket. And then some male voices.
According to Dimitro, he was speaking to Darina all the time while she was walking from the cafe, but then she suddenly stopped talking. He heard rustling, as if someone put her phone in their pocket. Then Dimitro heard a male voice in the background, but the next moment, the call ended. After that, he couldn't reach Darina. Her phone was off.
Do you see the blood? The blood's dripping. It looks like he was dragging her.
Over here. This is where she was found. This was her pose.
Yes, it's right.
This is where the murderer raped your daughter.
Her pants were pulled down and her sweater seemed to be pulled up. I couldn't bear looking at it.
It was terrible. But I saw the murderer enjoyed the process. Besides, it wasn't his first time. There was another young girl he raped.
It's impossible to comprehend. But who is this beast? Is there really a serial killer roaming in the area?
Kayal, wait, what does it mean? Did another murder happen at the same time?
If I'm not mistaken, she was a lawyer. That woman, that is. She was a little older, but she was also
raped and murdered.
I don't feel a connection between these two crimes. In the case you're talking about, the justice prevailed. The murderers are most probably in prison.
There were 3 murderers. They were arrested a few days after the crime. However, there was no evidence that they could have also killed Darina.
I see her. I see Darina. She's gray-haired. She's all gray.
The forensic examination confirmed that her hair was gray. Such a drastic change in hair color is only possible as a result of powerful fright or stress.
Her spirit is telling me, you will find the trace where the final drop of the blood fell. I think I understand what it means. The bloody trace leads there. It seems we found his trace. He stopped over here. He gets in a vehicle.
It's a car. He got into it. Its front lights are like those of a Lada Samara. They're square.
We need to find out where he drove. We can't lose the trace. We need to go there.
The clairvoyants and Darina's parents get in the van. The locals follow them in their vehicles. Will the psychics really find the murderer?
Pull over here. I see the man used to wear epaulets on his shoulders.
This is something unimaginable. Was Darina really raped and murdered by a policeman?
He got out of the car and ran somewhere. Just a moment. I'm recalling the cue from my dream. Blood on the document will show the way to the murderer. We need to go there. Some kind of document was lying here, and your Darina's blood was on it.
At the site, the psychics found the police had indeed found a receipt from the kindergarten. The receipt bore the name of the local resident, the 50-year-old Serhiy Mariuka, a former highway patrol officer. The document was covered in blood, which, according to the forensics, was Darina's.
The man went there.
Nobody opens the door. Hearing the noise, the neighbor comes out to see what's going on.
Hello, we're the experts from Psychic Investigations. We would like to see your neighbors, but they seem to be absent.
I saw them recently. Serhiy's wife went to the school and then to the kindergarten. They took their belongings and documents.
There's one school and one kindergarten in the village. Everybody knows one another. So when the family left the village, the suspicion fell upon them.
Darina's blood. And her trace is here. I feel it, like it's on something white. Probably tiles or something. It's something white.
The police searched the apartment in which Serhiy Mariuka's family lived, and they really found blood on the rim of the bathtub. And again, the forensics found the blood was Darina Yakovtsova's.
The victim's blood couldn't have appeared in the apartment itself. This is a solid proof that one of its residents is involved in Darina's murder.
I see that on that night, not only an adult man, but also a youth ran into the apartment. They were both bloodied. The younger man murdered her. He'd been at the cafe and danced with Darina, and then he followed her and took her life brutally.
Anatoly, Serhiy Mariuka's 17-year-old son, a student of the local school, indeed courted Darina at the cafe that night. According to the witnesses, he was drunk and behaved provocatively.
The young man claimed he'd seen Darina on the highway. He stated that she had been struck by a vehicle and he attempted to revive her, and only after he came back home he realized he was covered in blood and tried to wash it off, hence the blood stains on the bathtub.
The version is barely credible. No injuries on the victim's body suggest that she was hit by a vehicle.
The boy dials someone. This is his father. The man arrives at the highway where we were, and he picks up his son. He shouts at him, but he quickly hides him before somebody sees him.
We found the witnesses who heard Serhiy Mariuka start his car, the gray Lada, at around 3 in the morning on the 15th of February.
They first went home, to this apartment, where the boy washed off the victim's blood, and then they went somewhere far away from here. The adult man isn't the murderer, it's his son. The father splattered the receipt with blood while attempting to save his son.
According to the locals, Anatoly Mariuka disappeared from the village after the first interrogation by the police. Nobody knows where he could be.
I saw the father help him burn his clothes, which were stained with blood. As a former police officer, the man knew well what had to be done.
Many people saw Anatoly Mariuka at the cafe before the murder. They all claimed the youth was wearing a blue and yellow bubble coat, which he never wore after the tragedy.
The police searched the suspect's apartment, but they didn't find the coat that, according to the witnesses, Anatoly Mariuka was wearing on the night of the murder.
But if Anatoly is innocent, then why is he doing his best to conceal his bloodied clothes from the law enforcers?
They escaped, but I feel that the woman, the boy's mother, is nearby.
She's staying at her mother's in the neighboring village.
The psychics and the victim's parents go to the neighboring village, where, according to the locals, the boy's mother is staying.
Is anybody home? Tell us, please, are you Serhiy's wife?
Yes.
What's your name?
Olga.
I only want to ask you one question. Where are your son and husband?
I don't know.
If your son is innocent, then why is he hiding?
He kept telling me he was innocent. What else can I say?
He came home all bloodied. Are you not ashamed of lying?
What do you mean bloodied? You see, I checked his coat and his pants.
What coat? What color was it?
There was nothing on them. I saw them with my own eyes. I'm telling you, this was what I saw.
This is incredible. The woman appears to have just offered an unintentional confession. As it turned out, at the interrogation, her son claimed he'd worn a leather jacket that night.
He told me he was innocent, I swear.
I'm sorry, but the police found bloodstains at your home.
2 tiny drops.
But the blood was Darina's.
I don't know its origin. Do you understand?
You're covering up the murderer. Shame on you.
You won't tell us the truth, but I feel that your husband is the man with the fire on his leg who's hiding the beast. This was what Darina's spirit tried to tell me. The man with the fire on his leg hiding the beast was Serhiy, Anatoly's father. I felt that he had a burn scar on his leg.
We managed to talk to Serhiy and Anatoly's relatives. It turned out the man really has a burn mark on his leg.
He has a burnt scar on his leg. It's huge.
I was shocked by the schoolboy's cruelty. I have a feeling it wasn't the first time when his parents were hiding his crimes. He frequently transgressed the boundaries of morality. But what's worst of all is that, Apart from Darina, he also had another victim, another girl he raped. It happened before he murdered Darina, but that girl was lucky to survive.
He's been a thief since he was little. He stole people's bicycles and other things. The last thing he stole was a scooter, and then he raped the girl.
They forgave him many things, and so it snowballed little by little.
I am sorry for what my son did. If he truly did it, he will be punished, either by prison or by forces from above. He will be punished.
I don't want the punishment from above. I need it here and now. Tell me, where is he?
I don't know.
Anatoly Maryuka's mother never confessed where her son was hiding.
I feel he's in one of the neighboring countries. Most probably Russia. Yes, he's in Russia. I see that the murderer will be found. He will certainly be punished.
Thank you so much for the work you did.
You gave us a ray of hope. I truly want him to be found and face trial.
It's hard to believe, but Anatoly Maryuka was arrested 2 months after the investigation. The psychics were right when they said the man was hiding in the Russian city of Ryazan. He's currently facing a lengthy sentence for the crime he committed. If you're impressed by the story, don't forget to give this video a like and subscribe to our channel. There are many more shocking investigations to come.